It's a great feeling. I mean, we were practicing all week. We had to work hard because we knew they were going to be fired up because it's their homecoming or it's on their home field. So we had to really work hard this week, and it ended up working for us.
I got to ask you about the defense tonight. You guys, just as a whole, Underwood came in, the big passing attack, and really seemed like you limited them as much as you guys could.
Yeah, we knew they were coming in with a good passing game, but we knew we had to stop the run first of all. And we were able to do that in the first half, force them to pass, and they ended up getting quite a few yards on the passing game. But towards the end of the game, we were able to close them out and finish the game.
2 interceptions for you, and I think over 100 yards rushing and a touchdown. What was working for you out there?
I mean, offensive line, I got to give them all the credit. They work really hard, getting a push up front, and that's about all I can say. I mean, we had a couple different running plays we were running, so, I mean, all credits to them.
I mean, yeah, it's amazing because obviously Underwood and us are big rivals. I mean, we got respect for them, so they're a great team, but it just feels amazing to come on the road and get a really close win like this against probably the best opponent we played this year, and it's a really exciting game.
5-1 start, undefeated in the district right now. I mean, what's the feeling with the team here right now?
I mean, we're really excited. We're 2-0 against arguably the best 2 teams that we're going to play this year, but we obviously can't take any games off. But 2-0 in the district against 2 really good teams, and we're really hoping playoffs are going to be in the future, and we're excited for that.
And then down the stretch, you guys are able to hold off their comeback. Just thoughts on your guys' defense there down the stretch?
Our defense is amazing. I mean, with this week, we had to change up our defenses. We knew they were just going to pass it on us, and that they were just going to do that really well. And Nick Ravlin, I mean, he threw some absolutely great balls, and even though if we had good coverage, he would still throw it straight into the part of the receiver that it needed to be. And, I mean, our defense just still stepped up and did absolutely amazing, and all credit to them.
Old school football game right there is hard-hitting, physical. They're a really, really good team, and they're extremely well coached. They are every single year, and they've had our number the last 4 or 5 years, and so it's good to come out and get on top.
I got to ask you about Kyle's night, your fullback, and you and I talked this week. You said really this offense kind of runs through his hands,
yeah.
And I think he was over 100 yards easily, and just a big night for him on the ground.
Yeah, well, he's kind of our warrior. He's our workhorse. He's one of the guys that first in the weight room, last one to leave every single time. He kind of sets a standard for us, and it's one of the reasons that he's one of our captains. And he's just a kid that is dependable. You can count on him, and you know he's always going to be in the right spot at the right time. So when the game's on the line, you want the ball in his hands, and it was in his hands quite a bit there tonight.
Something we talked about in the broadcast up in the booth was it seemed like a couple of your guys' drives, scoring drives, were set up by big plays on special teams. How about that side of the football tonight?
Well, we've emphasized special teams all year. We put more of an emphasis than we have in the past, and we have a lot of depth this year, and so we're able to get a lot of kids that are varsity caliber kids that maybe don't get a lot of offense, defense playing time on special teams, and so we stress it every single day. We devote a lot of time to it, and it's been big for us. They've been consistent all year.
All right, I know you guys celebrate now. I do have to ask, another tough one next week, Mo Valley. And they won tonight against MVAO-COU. So you guys are both 2-0 in the district, last 2 at the top, undefeated. Give us a preview. I know you haven't watched any film yet probably, but what do you know here?
Well, I haven't peeked at any film yet, but I know that they're going to run the ball. They're hardly going to throw it. They run the football, and obviously we've had some good battles the last couple years with them. And so I haven't watched any film yet. I didn't even know the score till you just told me. So, every week is kind of the same thing. We got to come ready to play our best game, and that's what Nate and I talked about before the game. Underwood, the tough schedule. ESAC last week, Underwood this week, Missouri Valley next week. Underwood has the same thing they're dealing with, and Mo Valley's got the same thing they're dealing with. I think they finished with us, Underwood and ESAC, and so it's a tough district. So we got to be ready to play every week.
Only other thing, 5-1 start. For the last 2 years, to see the growth of these guys have made, this group that you have, what's that mean to you?
Well, they've invested a lot of time. They care about the sport. They care about getting better. They care about each other. And so I try not to push them too much in the off season and let them go do their other things. It's important to us that they, have success in basketball and wrestling and baseball and everything else. And so, it's really rewarding for the kids. And it's fun to kind of sit back and watch it unfold this year.